Okay, so I'm starting a series where every week I'm going to be sharing with you the prices of goods and services most commonly used within the building industry. So, for example, price of cement, price of iron rods, price of blocks, price of sand, price of stones, price of wood, etc. And the reason why I want to do this is because in Ghana, where I live, we have a problem with like collection and storage of data for reference purposes, right? So I want a year from now, if somebody wanted to know the prices of materials in June 2022, the person can search, find this video, and use that to make an informed decision. Also, it would help us to know and track the increase or decrease in prices of the common goods and services that we use within the building industry. And I want you to come along as we do this because it's a community we are building of building lovers, home lovers, real estate owners, people who want to rent, people who want to buy, people who want to build their own houses. So whatever country you are in, let us know the prices of 1 cement, 2 iron rods, 3 stones, 4 sand as we go along in the video. Just comment where you're watching from, how much cement costs, how much blocks cost, how much most of the common materials cost. You can give the local currency, and then you can also give like the USD equivalent so that we can all compare which country has the highest, cost of materials, etc. Hope that's fair enough. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing because we are building a community of people who love to build, talk about buildings, renting, buying of homes, generally the real estate sector. Thanks, Pepe. So today is 3rd June 2022, and today the price of 20 millimeters iron rod costs 137.8 per unit, and a ton costs 6,200. For 18 it's 106.9 Ghana cedis per unit, and that's also 6,200 per ton, which means you're going to get more if you buy the 18 The 16 for a unit costs 87.2, and so a ton gives you 6,100 Ghana cedis. 14 is sold for 64.3 per unit, and a ton is 6,100. 12 is sold for 48 Ghana cedis, and a ton costs 6,100, whilst 11.5 sells for 40.7 per unit, and a ton sells for 6,100. 10 sells for 30 cedis per single unit, and a ton sells for 5,400 Ghana cedis, whilst 8 sells for 12.70 Ghana cedis, and a ton sells for 5,400 Ghana cedis. So I got this data from the iron rods vendor. Unfortunately, they didn't want their face to come into the video, so they wrote it down for me, and they said they were okay with me filming the iron rods, and they were okay with me filming the prices. So that's the price of iron rods, typical average price that you expect. And this is from like a very big vendor, well known in Ghana. So let me know which country you are watching from and the cost of iron rod per ton. Now, another reason for doing this is if you're watching this from the diaspora, like you're in UK, you're in the USA, and you want to send your family members or whoever is building your house, or you want to build, at least you have a fair idea of how much materials cost. And then if they tell you they need maybe 10 bags of cement, it gives you a general idea of how much you need to send, right? So if you like that, leave a thumbs up on this video. And also, just a quick word of caution. The prices of these materials may differ depending on the area where you live, right? So for most of these materials, I went out to ask off. They were within the east to North, is it municipality or district or whatever, right? So generally from like Achimota all the way through Taifa, Dome, Kwabenya, Ashaman Estates, those areas, that's where I asked of the prices. So it might differ if you are in Ridge or Tamale, etc. Okay, so next we went to look at the prices of cement, and most 42.5 grade cement cost about 61 cedis today. Most of them cost 61 cedis. Next, we'll do a quick tour of how much sand and stones cost today. According to the stone sellers, a single axle car will sell its deposit of stones for 1,500 Ghana cedis, whilst the bigger trucks, which are called double axle cars, which have a cubic capacity of about 20, costs 2,500 Ghana cedis. Now, how much time you have? How long? I don't see the same price, and I'm not able to change. The same place now. Ah, you minimum 600 in your man. Also share. Okay, guys. So unfortunately, I couldn't continue the process because the rains you saw right now, like it's raining cats and dogs. I can't, even as I'm driving, I can't see like a meter ahead of me, so I've had to park somewhere and wait. So what I've decided to do going forward to get you the weekly rates of the most commonly used materials in building is I took some contacts, so I'm going to be calling them to find out the latest rates, and then I'll make a video update of it. Thanks, Bibre. Next time on this channel, we are going to talk about, is it better to build or it is better to rent? Subscribe so you do not miss that episode. Everybody will be thinking you should build, right? But there are actually good reasons why you should rent and not build. Never build. For me though, I'm somebody who believes that you should build a house because the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, right? First of all, I think that building gives you peace of mind. Once you have a house of your own, you don't need to worry about the next rent due, right? You don't need to worry about 2 years time or it's 1 month for your rent to be due. You need to pay 2 years advance or 1 year advance or whatever it is. You have peace of mind. Peace of mind can never be overemphasized. Also, if you decide to sell your house later, right, in future, you can actually make some good money because buildings are an asset which always keep, appreciating in price and value. So you can actually make some good value if you decide to sell the house. Also, if you decide to sell your house later, the whole period you were living in your house, you would have been living there rent free. Can you imagine? So you live in it for 20 years, you have enough money to buy a house closer to the airport. You sell off your house at Castle or wherever, and then you move to the airport. That 20 years you were living rent free and you could use that money for better things.